Hi guys, and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing Ride 4. It's Time Trial Challenge, once again the reverse Time Trial Challenge, thanks to some of the aces challenging me here today. And we're going to be doing Phillip Island on board the Ducati 888 SP5 RM, and there is the lap time we're going to try to beat. Check out Sergio in second place. He is just so close to getting this Ducati on top, but now it's down to me to beat the man on the top position and get this Ducati in top spot. So the lap time to beat is a 1:28.136. I'm pretty sure we can do it in a track I absolutely love here in Phillip Island, going into the Duan corner, getting a little bit out of shape, but we're still on board the motorcycle and still feel rather confident to try and beat the 1:28.1 lap. So onto the left hand side we go for the southern loop, pushing this bike quite a lot now. So I've returned back to the DualShock 4 controller for this one because I didn't really feel confident enough on the DualSense to try and tackle such a fast-paced lap time in a wonderful circuit. So for the first couple of laps I'm just going to be trying to get back into things. Been playing a lot of MotoGP recently, so let me try and get my bearings, and then we're going to absolutely go for it. 100% gung-ho, full belt and braces, you know how the sayings go. As we go on the left hand side for Siberia, bring on the acceleration going underneath the Phillip Island circuit side to the left hand side. Now let's line this Ducati up for the right hander, keep the bike straight, chuck it into the right hand side, and away we'll go for the next couple of corners. They're probably the most difficult part of this track entirely. To the left hand side for Lukey Heights, holding it in third gear, just holding the acceleration, just gently bringing it across up into fourth gear, then bring on hard on the brakes, hard on the anchors for turn 10 for that lovely tight apex. A little bit too tight, because we practically rode the rumble strip, and I'm just doing the exact same thing in turn 11. Full acceleration, using the rumble strip as a guide like I usually do. As we're now going to the left hand side for turn 12. I'm not sure what the lap times this is going to be. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough because I'm still getting used to things, but underneath the Phillip Island circuit sign we go. Now underneath the second one for the timing line, and it's a 1:29.572. That certainly isn't going to get the job done here today, but we'll have plenty more laps in our arsenal still to use as we get a bit out of shape going in the Duan corner. Once again, line the motorcycle up for the left hander of the southern loop. So I've kept the time at 2 PM. You usually know from my time trial challenges the time is always locked at 2 PM with a nice sunny sky. Might try a cloudy at some point. For the time being, I'm happy with sunny. On board this Ducati 888 SP5. Left hander we go for the Stoner corner. Prepare yourselves for Honda for heavy braking. Right city boot on the floor there, skipping across the tarmac as we go into Honda, and now bring on the power, bring on the acceleration for the left-hander of turn 5, dragging that left knee on the floor, just gradually bringing the motorcycle across, holding roughly around 60 miles per hour, going into Siberia. Left-hand side, begin to line the motorcycle up, those gentle analog movements, none of that abrupt pushing and pulling stuff. Being gentle on the analog stick is imperative for a smooth lap around the Phillip Island circuit here in Australia. Left-hand side for Lukey Heights, just flicking the rumble strip a little bit there, just gave us a little bit out of shape. But the right-hand side will go for turn 10. Beautiful tight apex there. Absolutely stunning stuff going in that apex there. It's probably one of my most proudest moments going into turn 10. I'm not sure if this lap's going to be enough because we're only up by 3.5 tenths of a second-ish. We'll soon see what happens on the end of this lap, but full acceleration now, 140 miles an hour, probably reach about 170 by the time we get across the line. It's actually not going to be there, it's 160 across the line. It's a 1:29.136, so still not quite there yet. We got plenty more laps left, so just going to keep on trying, but there is the difference by going a little bit more smoothly into turn 1, not going wide, not making a mistake. Pretty good so far. I do believe at this point in time I'm running a hard option front and a medium rear. I'm going to fiddle around with that later on, but for the time being the hard front is what I'm liking and the medium rear seems absolutely fine. Stoner corner, wonderful tight apex, hard on the brakes will go for Honda for the right hander. You can see on the right hand side of your screen just on the bottom right hand corner how much braking was applied there. Full 100% for the front brake and about 40 to 50% to 100% in the rear brake until we get to the corner. Do be careful using the rear brake in Ride 4. Only use it when you're in heavy braking moments. If you use it in the middle of the corner and you do it abruptly, the bike tends to just snap out of position, so do be careful as you go now into Lukey Heights for the left-hander. Same thing can be applied once again, bouncing the throttle a little bit, just being gentle with it, and then bringing it in for the right-hander of turn 10. Again, gorgeous entry going into the right-hander of turn 10, the slowest corner in pretty much the MotoGP calendar, as well as mostly Superbike as well, unless Most is a little bit slower going into turn 1, but for the left-hander of turn 12, nice and tight to the apex once again. It's going to be full acceleration. This could be a bloody wonderful lap, and across the line we will go. It's going to be a 1:28.502. So still not quite there yet. The 28.1 is 4 tenths away from being beaten. Very, very close as we are on lap 3 now. But for the Duan corner, lap 4 hopefully will be better than the previous one. As we go into the left-hand side for the southern loops, I'm still rocking the hard front and medium rear. I'm going to change that later on, but for the time being, still rocking the same combination. We're up by 2.5 tenths of a second as we go 21 seconds in the first sector. Left-hander for Stoner corner, tight to the apex and the rumble strip there as we go hard on the brakes. Look at the rear just snaking around there with a lot of rear brake being applied, braking all the way to the final part of that corner until you're in that middle part. I found that that V-shaped line is not too bad going into Honda. You can do it different ways. I'm going to show you another way later on, but for the time being, the V-shaped line certainly helps out quite a bunch. Up by 2.5 tenths of a second now as we do a 46 into the second split. Third split will be coming up very, very momentarily as we get closer and closer to turn 10. Lukey heights, same thing can be said earlier. Holding in third gear, full acceleration now going to turn 4, a little bit wider, but we still get that same tight apex once again. Wonderful entry going into turn 10. I'm feeling very confident as we get a big wheelie going into turn 11. That would have compromised quite a bit of speed. If only we hadn't a wheelie there, we would have had a different situation. But left-hand side for turn 12, it's going to be full acceleration once again, ladies and gentlemen. Bum well and firmly in the seat, right behind the bubble. Across the line, we will go. It's a 128, 2, 3, 5. So that puts us firmly into second position, but we still have another tenth to grab top position. That's the goal of today's video. It's the reason why Sergio and Mad Max have recommended me this challenge. They want me to get this Ducati Treble 8 SP5 RM from 1993 on the top step of this Australian world ranking leaderboard. Now, many times I've been here in Phillip Island and I've been able to claim the top spot. Can we do it here again today? Hard on the brakes for Honda for turn 4, snaking the rear a bit there as we go for that V-shaped line just a little bit wider was the previous Ghost, but this time tight to the apex. We're still neck and neck going into Siberia for turn 6. I must be careful though, because with the Ghost I do tend to find I start racing the Ghost, making lunges up at the inside as if I was trying to overtake him instead of just going through him. But for the time being, that Ghost is a fine and dandy chap. That is previous DrAce from about 2 minutes ago, 1 minute 28 seconds ago. So we're going to try and beat previous DrAce and give him the big don't argue as we go into a little bit tighter now going into turn 10. See the difference in the entry there for turn 10 for the right-hander. Still very close to the other Ducati Treble 8.8, and there you go, that wheelie. There is the difference. If we hadn't a wheelie there, we would have been further up the road. But for the time being, both of us going into turn 12, we might just barely get ahead of the Ghost here and improve. But we had a wonderful tight apex on the previous lap. Same cannot be said for this lap, so therefore no improvement on lap 5. So lap 6 is now upon us, and surely this is the one to try and get us ahead of the Italian in first position. But at the same time, we are now that close to a 127. We're probably going to have to keep on going till we get that, but for the time being, left-hand side we'll go for the southern loop, and very close there to the apex was me compared to the previous Ghost. But again, we're super close to the Ghost once again, and I gotta say, I'm getting in the habit of fighting with the Ghost again and must try and avoid that. And I guess I owe Sergio a little bit of an apology actually, because I think I lied. I said I'd beaten the lap in about 3 laps, and evidently that isn't the case, because we're now on to lap 5 and I'm still yet to beat the lap time. But of course we are super close. We get on the left hand side for Siberia, nice and tight apex once again. Going to try and bring on the throttle a little bit earlier than the Ghost did, trying to get every single bit of tenth, just trying to take an advantage in every single possible corner that you can imagine. Turn 8 tight apex, we're alongside the Ghost now, practically identical going into the Lukey heights. Made a little bit of a mistake trying to readjust there, and unfortunately I think we lost a little bit of time. But hard on the brakes will go for turn 10 once again. Ran it a little bit too deep there. I think we're going to lose on the exit speed. We are. There is the wheelie once again, so impeccably done from my previous Ghost. But at the same time, we might still get the one up on him here going into the left-hander of turn 12. Is this the one on lap 6? Full acceleration. I can't see the Ghost anywhere near us right now. Is this going to be it? Is this going to be better than the 128, 136? Oh, it's better by 1,000th of a second. Top position goes to the way of DrAce. Once again, we have claimed top position in this magnificent Australian circuit. How about that one, ladies and gentlemen? Just 1,000th of a second quicker than the Italian's lap time that's embodied the top position for probably so long. But for the time being, we have claimed top position. And how about that one, Ace fans? But I tell you what, it's not quite over yet. Oh, it's not over yet, ladies and gentlemen. We might be behind the Ghost in this one, but my big belief is just because you're behind the Ghost, just because you don't feel like you've made improvements on the lap, keep on going, because you never know what you might be able to conjure up. I've said this many times before, and I don't mind repeating it and preaching it once again. Just because you're down, just because you've made a mistake, going into the next couple of corners, you might have that bit of extra confidence knowing that you've already messed the lap up, so it doesn't really matter what you do. So you might be able to figure out what you can do on those more troublesome corners. So might be you're struggling going into turn 10, you're already down by 0.3 of a second. Why not let it fly going into the corner and trying something completely wild? And already we're going ahead of the Ghost. So therefore, we could actually improve on this lap right now. This is what I'm saying to you guys. We were down. I probably should have restarted this lap already, but we're actually ahead now, and we could very well beat the 128.135. The Ghost is there on the left hand side. I've ran it completely wide there, and we will not improve. But how close? In fact, we might do. Across the line we'll go. Across the... Oh, he just missed out. So I had a little bit of a change. I'm still sticking with a hard front, but I've changed the medium rear now to a soft rear. I don't usually go for a soft, but I'm willing to give it a shot here today as we make a big mistake going into the Doohan corner. We've already lost probably about half a tenth there, maybe close enough to, as we go onto the left-hand side for the southern loop. This could be neck and neck going into the apex of the southern loop and onto the exit going near the rumble strip, down by 34,000th of a second, down by Kevin Schwantz amount of time, as again the left-hand side for Stoner corner. Hard on the brakes will go once again for turn 4. Look at us giving everything to this rear tyre, and look how tight we were to the apex of Honda. A bit eager on the acceleration. That's the difference between the soft rear and the medium. We slipped to the rear just a little bit, but left-hand side will go now for Siberia. Second split time should be coming up any moment now, and there it is, up by 0.2 of a second. This could be the first sub 128 or sub 28 lap. Apparently I couldn't even speak there, but there we go, back to the action on hand. Loki Heights for turn 9, left-hander once again, making a little bit of a mistake there, not as smooth as the previous lap, as we'll now try and tackle turn 10 for the right-hander, still up by 0.2 of a second, not as sweet going into the apex there, it's a little bit stale, a little bit sour, as we go on the left-hand side for turn 11, bring on the acceleration. That front tyre is taking a bit of a battering, it's getting warm, left-hand side now for turn 12, keep into the apex, keep it going, hello to the marshals on the left-hand side, full acceleration out underneath the Phillip Island circuit sign. Is this the one? Is this one to put us into the 127s across the line? Oh, just missed out. But guys, we have done the challenge that the DrAce fans gave me here today. The Aces have given me the challenge to get to the top position, and we've done that here today. But looking at the lap times on the screen right now, consistency most definitely paid off. Look at Sector 3 lap times. 3 times we got into the 1:17.667s, and we were just teetering very, very close there. The same can be said for Sector 4 with a 24-second 4.34. Pretty good consistency and one of my favourite tracks, if I dare say so myself. Now look at the leaderboards just to confirm what you've already seen. DrAce in the top position, and once again another successful reverse DrAce challenge. So guys and girls, thank you very much for watching the video, I really appreciate that. Like, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and hit the notification bell to be alerted to every single DrAce upload. Thanks for watching guys, and ciao for now. Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite sate your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.